And back on the road we go. Fantastic. Ooh. Spellbooks. I don't see too much. Wordner's Vile Clutch is pretty huge, but none of the books that I actually recognize by name, which there aren't a lot of them, but there are a few that just have incredible spells. So we'll take a quick peek. IMB could be nice as well. So potentially we'll buy IMB in the Great Wizard volume, but we'll have to see how it all goes here. And definitely need to take out these priests as soon as we possibly can. And there we go. Fantastic. Getting another AC from our Tusk Scales as well. Love to see it. But wait, what happened to the skin? We were promised skin. Unfortunately, Pargi had to be selfish and didn't give us their skin like a jerk. So I guess some people just aren't reasonable, you know? Or troll in this case. Less so people, but regardless, the point stands. Just truly unforgivable that you wouldn't give us your skin after we asked so nicely, too. Don't know what's up with some of these monsters, really. But let's definitely pick up a Blink Scroll and some IDs, and we'll start working our way through our selection here, at least trying to get some of the baseline potions. No curing, no heal wounds, but still not the end of the world. I also will pop back in here for a teleportation scroll, because teleportation and blink will save our lives on a Naga for sure. That's the thing. It has some similar traits to a Formicid in that regard, where we can't run away from fights. The difference being, instead of being stronger offensively, we can instead at least rely on teleportation a little bit to get away. So that's something. Give me your skin. We tried. Can't even let them sleep longer. No, not today, but there we go. We booped that little ball python. Again, definitely not killing any other snakes. That would be pretty messed up of us to do so. Instead, just introducing them to our brood. We actually have a little pile of baby snakes just huddled in our tail that we'll take throughout the rest of the dungeon here. So that's the true tragedy. If we die, it's not us that makes me sad. It's the fact that our poor brood will be left wandering the dungeon. I mean, heck, maybe that's where the majority of these snake monsters came from in the first place. They're totally innocent, of course, definitely not guilty of the sins of the other monsters around. Truly just a sad existence. The Boop Brood, indeed. Naga Biogod when? The Lord of the Snakes. Very similar to Lord of the Flies, only a little bit slower. Okie dokie, there we go. I do love me some Ice Elementalists. Like, this is just ridiculous stuff. I mean, that is too, don't get me wrong. With poison resistance, immediately getting poisoned down to below half health. A little bit rough, but thanks to Frozen Ramparts, no real issue at the end of the day here. And we'll just keep that going. Wait, what the heck? Oh my gosh, I didn't even see Morg here. Why, hello. That's interesting. I mean, that will become our backstabber. Decent stat stick, willpower, and int +5. I'm not going to complain about that. But I think we will be sticking around with our fantastic little artifact mace here. Let's try not to throw all of this fortune into the wind, shall we? That'll be the goal of this evening. Just get the son of a gun rolling. Fantastic. Hiss of flowing sand, so we're a bit slower, which might make it slightly annoying to get to the bottom of that, but we'll do our best regardless. I mean, at the very least, this is quite a fantastic little map for us. Okay, see the very distant message, so unfortunately, we might be a wee bit of a ways from the ossuary. Let's head back to the stairwell and find a different way down for now. Maybe, just maybe? No, still very distant. Huh. So unfortunately, we're fairly centered in where both those stairs were, so it could be to either side and somewhere in the middle. It could even just be in a corner if we're already on one side of the map and just haven't been able to tell yet. I think I will risk heading back upstairs once more, and maybe third time's the charm. Still very distant. Oh my gosh, but we do get the Staff of the Meek. Oh my. Just getting all of the unranned arts today, apparently. Provides extra protection to wielders with little health, so I think as we lose health, we gain AC. It's something like that. I mean, it's +7. Staves in general are one of the best options for 0 training. Just really solid accuracy and base damage. We will get drained taking this off, so might have to wait just a hot minute. But I do like the sound of that. And let's definitely bring our ogre friend back here. A little bit safer. Ozaku's armor. We do also see that now we just have the distant message, so we are slightly closer to the ossuary. I'm trying to think, when we came down the stairs, we didn't get a message, so we know it's distant from this area. Very distant from this area. Let's go to the left here and see if we can't find something, shall we? Ooh, nearby. But it's brisk. It's burning fast. Come on, I can make it. I can make it. Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother fighting these kiddos. Let's just jump right into it. Fantastic. And really don't mind the attention here. Can probably pretty much fight most of these sons of guns fairly comfortably with just our mace. So we'll see what else comes to bear. Like this alarm trap hallway, of course. Fantastic. Once we get into that hallway, we're actually in a fairly good position as well, so if we can just clear up these buddies, I'm probably just going to trigger one of these myself and deal with the consequences of my actions. Cold damage, a little less effective, of course, against all these undead, but fortunately, the mace is there to back us up and keep us doing at least okay in the course of this fight, because boy oh boy, is that a lot of zombies. Hello, friends. No, I kind of expected there to be a decent army coming around the corner after hitting the alarm traps, but I gotta say this is still slightly above and beyond my meager expectations. But we'll just keep tabbing our way through. Fantastic. And hopefully we get some good little bits of treasure here. Generally ossuaries are really nice for that. Bunch of potions. And that is absolutely fantastic. Look at that ice coverage, though. If only we could always fight in that kind of close quarters. Hello, my hound friends. Goodbye. And I guess we probably should be checking in on everything else here. Apportation was picked up at some point, which we'll probably learn just to have in our back pocket. But what else do we wish to do here? We could start training towards something. Maybe armor to get some kind of slightly heavier armor on, get that AC score looking just slightly better than it is now. Ice magic can probably just come to something like 12 for the time being. Spellcasting like 7 or 8. Not too high, not too worried about that. We'll see what kind of spellbooks we get as we continue on. Still no Economical Temple, unfortunately. So we're going to be a little bit late to the god game, as it were. But fortunately shouldn't be the end of the world. Excuse me, friends, if somebody could notice me, that would be great. Perfect. Now that's what we'd like to see. And you as well, Orc Wizard. Beautiful. Fortunately, the orcs just walk right into our icy area. Not too sure what the thought pattern is for our friends. Normally monsters are a little bit more intelligent about that sort of thing, but I'm not complaining. Don't get me wrong, I'll take whatever advantages I can eke out. And hello. Early yaks, hey? Well, I guess top right is going to be our best bet. It at least gets it down to a 1v1. It's still gonna hurt, potentially. But we have a lot of firepower, and we just have to hope that we can get through to these sons of guns. Hello? I know I'm very stealthy, but you know, there comes a point when it's maybe a bit ridiculous. Or, oh my gosh. That's more yaks than I was expecting. Hello? I mean, I guess it's really good experience for us, and I should be happy. As long as you're able to take monsters on, it's kind of nice when you get out of depth, especially when it's only marginally out of depth like there, not dealing with ridiculous depths or vaults monsters in the early dungeons. So that's an improvement over a few of the runs that we've had before in this series. Regardless, I will definitely take it. Orc, if you could please step into my office real quick, thank you kindly. And that is absolutely lovely. I guess we'll just keep on churning here. Strike while the iron's hot. As my brain just shut down trying to come up with that idiom in the first place, but let's just breeze on past that. Oh, my scorpion friend, goodbye. And onwards and upwards. Oof, okay. Now this is going to be a bit of a tougher encounter. Kind of curious between freeze, 1d11 guaranteed hit, and swing my plus 10 mace. 32% chance to evade it, but it is 18. Let's go with freeze, I think, just to get the guaranteed damage on our orc warrior buddy there, and everyone else fortunately just dies like the rest. Fantastic. And let's just hope for some more encounters like that. Again, it's really nice when it's a lot going on, but nothing that we can't handle. And apparently I wasn't kidding earlier, this is just the vampiric, or not the vampiric, the artifact run. So maybe I wasn't kidding as much this time around when I was saying that the seed is going to be one of the best seeds we ever dang did see, because hey, this is pretty incredible. Plus 7 vampiric spear, our like RC. Int -4, not great for us, but that's not the end of the world. Definitely want to, at the very least, think about using that moving forward. But here we go. Thanks to the plus 10 mace, we don't have to immediately run away from that son of a gun. It was so terrifying on our last encounter with them. Also got a few more ID scrolls going here, so let's definitely get a few of these sons of guns ID'd. Hopefully some good potions, like heal wounds. Nope, Berserk Rage, probably won't ever deign to drink that, but it's there if we need it. It's a good emergency measure, I guess. And we'll just continue onwards. Amulet of Reflection, don't mind if I do. And now we very much would like to find a shield. And yet again, we get a money-surrounded shop. How is that for some fortune? Robe of Apathy. It is Archmagi. And in +3. So even a +0 robe? That's not too bad. I think I'll take that. Alternatively, we could just buy this +1 leather armor of cold resistance right now. And there's something to be said for that. But I think I will save up for the robe and get our spell power kicking along at pretty incredible rates. And there we go. Economical Temple, let's see who we have available, shall we? Decide if we do want to commit to being the chillest adventurer we've ever taken through the dungeon. And there is a Che altar here, so it is an option. And you know, I think I might take it. It's a bit scary anytime you do this because, well, Naga are already slow, so it could be potentially argued that you're just kind of dealing with the same flavor of problem that you always did. But it is a pretty appreciable difference. The benefit of that, of course, is that we'll gain a lot of piety because we are very, very slow. So I think we will check it out here. Getting nice attributes very much plays into the hybrid style that we're going for here. And let's see how well we can bring this to bear, shall we? Hopefully not making a fatal mistake, though only the dungeon can tell, and we'll have to see how it all shakes out moving forward. Ooh, I do kind of want to go back for that, but that's fine. And I say back for that, but right, brain is just not firing on all cylinders today. What I actually meant was I want to read this ID scroll, of course. But you all knew that. You, of course, got that from my completely nonsensical way of bringing it about. Perfect. And we'll just keep on moving onward, shall we? We could just get all of you coming in as soon as possible. I mean, confusion, not the end of the world. I'm just gonna wait out doing nothing here because I don't want to accidentally stumble and break the frozen ramparts, since they are kind of what carry our way through all those encounters, especially with the confusion coming down. And now there we go. This could be a bit tougher. Fortunately, we have resistance from cold, so there is that. Between that and our armor, I think we can just face you with our mace, but that is normally a nightmare scenario for an aspiring ice elementalist. Fantastic. Let's just keep the ball rolling, shall we? And now we're kind of hoping that we come across weak but fast monsters, because that will give us the greatest piety breaks, like that one there. Fantastic. So I think I'll train a bit of fighting to get our health total looking solid, take advantage of that plus 20% we have. And maybe a bit of invocations while we're at it. We will be using Chei's abilities a decent amount over the course of the series. And that is perfect. Let's just head on out, shall we? Whites shouldn't be the end of the world for us, but could be just a wee bit tough. Let's see, what are you wielding, my friend? +3 scimitar? It's not great. It's not the end of the world either, don't get me wrong. But we might take a wee bit of a beating from this son of a gun, or not, or we'll just murder them immediately. I mean, that works for me too. Again, not complaining. Not even a little bit. This is slightly harder though. Just had to make sure that we stepped on next to them so that we didn't get poked and prodded while we were standing there, unwilling to break our frozen ramparts, and that is fantastic. Even this son of gun shouldn't be too bad. Fortunately, we have the early fire resistance, so that is just lovely against all the steam. And being poison resistant similarly is a huge advantage against all of our kobold friends today. Beautiful. And now Cheibriados will start raising our attributes as our movement slows, so we'll just keep gaining. If I go to the screen, keep gaining attributes across the board, and that's where our power comes from. That's where we'll generate all of our incredible ability to deal with anything the dungeon throws at us, by just having the strength and intelligence to wear the heaviest of armors and cast the wildest of spells. And speaking of the wildest of spells, Freezing Cloud is exactly everything we could hope and dream of. So we'll probably focus on getting that castable as soon as possible. In fact, let's just learn it. Pop into our skills and let's learn a bit of conjurations, maybe even a bit of air magic, and we'll see where that leaves us. We're currently at the 32% failure rate, so a wee way off from being able to cast it. And you know what? I think I will actually fight you, my friend. Ooh, no skin, unfortunately. Dagger of Speed, absolute sacrilege against the all-powerful Cheibriados. Definitely don't want to even go near that son of a gun. But otherwise, we'll just keep sprinting our way through the dungeon. Or sorry, leisurely walking our way through the dungeon, of course. No sprinting here. I'm sorry, Cheibriados, for uttering the words, even. Now that could go very wrong. Let's get away from the boulder beetle. Fortunately, we do have poison spit, which they're weak against, but unfortunately, they're gonna absolutely dance circles around us. You're not much better, my friend. And with a spiked club, but a two-headed ogre is not what you want to see on your Naga Cheibriados. Is there anything I can do against you? We'll want to drop our haste and berserk potions, since those will go against our Lord and Savior Cheibriados, and otherwise, what can I do here? I can curare you, and you might be like the same speed as us, so I guess that's something in terms of keeping us alive. Not great, but quite literally something. Well, I think regardless, best move is to just vacate the vicinity real quick, and let's even just head to this stairwell, shall we? Start exploring a different area for the time being, and we'll come back, you know, when the time is right. When the time is nigh. And hopefully we'll be in a slightly better position for taking on that encounter. Perfect. Our movement has gone even slower, but it does mean even more attributes as well. Wraith is going to be a bit of a pain because they are very resistant to cold, but I'm hoping that our mace will still continue to carry us through some of these early fights. Oh, jeez. What the heck? Was that? I think I just saw, yeah, Death Knight. There it is in the chat log. Okay. Well, that's not great. Freezing Wraith and Death Knight? What has happened all of a sudden? The dungeon really went 0 to 100 in absolutely no time flat here. Okay, well, temporarily, I'm actually going to head back upstairs because I think we might want to buy the robe here. Alternatively, we might want to just buy some heavier armor and see how it goes. Just faded alternative Behemoth on a Minotaur fighter? Oh no. I mean, not the end of the world, at least you can cast spells, but not ideal, to say the least. I'm sorry for your misfortune there. So if I go up for the Rune Scale Mail, hope that it doesn't tank our casting too much, especially since Freezing Cloud, it's getting pretty dang close to usable. But it would give us much better abilities. No, let's go for the robe. Let's just commit fully to spell casting. I definitely won't come to regret this, especially not in the near future. That doesn't sound like me. Let's put that on. Makes Freezing Cloud even closer to castable and brings up our power levels across the board. I mean, that's 17 AC with Ozukubu's armor. That's not too shabby. And here goes nothing, I guess. This stairwell is not a great one, so let's head over somewhere else, shall we? And I guess we'll give it our all here and see what we come across. Ah, there you are, my friend. Okie dokie. Yeah, that's about what I expected. Definitely a bit of a pain in the rear. Probably should have gone for the immediate curare. I'm still tempted to. Let's see. 77% chance to hit. Alternatively, throwing nets. 77. Nope. Try again with throwing net. Fantastic. That's much better. And there we go. Okay, managed to kill the two-headed ogre. Terrifying to come across. Definitely not what you hope to see here on D8. But fortunately, have some decent tools at our disposal early on. Otherwise, that could have been a very different story, to say the least. Ice Form and Simulacrum. I mean, it's not bad. At least it's fairly castable. Ice Form, largely main advantage in Ice Form for me is poison resistance, which of course, not quite as necessary on this character, but not the end of the world either. And let's see how hard you hit us for here, my friend. I have a feeling it's going to be harder than I'd like. In fact, let's go with the early throwing net to just make my life slightly easier. Mix that with some curare for good measure. Wee bit of poisonous spit, and then we should be in a fairly decent position here. There we go. Managed to kill them. We have used up both of our nets, unfortunately, but I would say that it was very much worth the contribution. And finding lair makes it all the more worthwhile because I was not looking forward to heading down to D9 and beyond. Ah. Mark trap, not great either. I think what we'll do is put ourselves into a corner. And how long before the mark wears off? My idea here, my plan moving forward, is to probably read a teleport scroll and get taken somewhere else. The issue at hand there is that I want to be doing that at the perfect time so that our, well, yeah, let's blast it there and hopefully it doesn't hit us, and it does not. Fantastic. But hopefully our mark wears off and we're able to get out of here in one piece. let's just keep the freezing clouds coming for the time being. Fantastic damage against these buddies. In fact, maybe we don't even run in the end? Okay, this bush being frozen to death is taking a bit more work than I expected, but perfect, we got there eventually. And again, freezing cloud, just incredible stuff. Chrono Dragon? Oh, there you are. For some reason left us alone, but hey, we survived the mark trap. Didn't even have to reach into our pockets for our consumables. You love to see it. And so I guess we'll just keep on keeping on. I will step up here just to make sure that our friend stays in said freezing cloud. And there you have it. Yeah, that early freezing cloud is a huge lifesaver for us, and that will take us a long way, as long as we don't get extremely unlucky or do anything extremely stupid. Neither of which I can promise, obviously, but we'll try our best. Okay, my toady friend, perfect. There we go. In fact, freezing cloud is down to 7% cast rate. Come down a little bit more with conjurations, but I think it's worth even training a bit more ice magic. Yeah, let's go also ice magic to 6. We did also pick up a fairly decent fire magic book here, so I think I will start training fire magic, even if just to the point of getting ignition at some point in the future. Might not be a huge rush on it, but that does sound like a good avenue for us to take moving forward. When the stars all align, and fantastic. Nice start to lair here. Wave of Frost. Oof. So that puts us in the rough position of we have cold resistance, so that's nice. On the flip side though, we deal mostly cold damage. We have a Vorpal Mace, which could be decent, but unfortunately we're attacking at 1.4 in terms of speed, so maybe not the greatest. Consumable wise, we have a lot of flame charges, so that might be worth the mention at the very least. Regardless, let's see if we can't get heal wounds and curing, and we get both. First try, perfect, never doubt in my mind. And let's start going. Ooh, we hear it nearby, so it's very close to us here. It's distant up here, maybe? Unfortunately, I was using Auto Explore, so... Okay, we're back to nearby. I have a feeling it's going to be up here somewhere. Oh no, it's my people. I'm so sorry. It has to be done. Cheibriados, forgive me. At least they slow us, which actually gives us more piety? Even more piety? Fantastic. And the corridors do wonders for a freezing cloud too. Okay, we're still very nearby. So it's gotta be like right here, huh? What the heck? There she is. Okie dokie. Do we bother going in? Probably not too much danger in going in. Ideally, this is going to be one of the ice caves that's largely filled with like yaks and bears. I'd much prefer that over simulacrums. But I guess there's no time like the present. So you, friends, are probably immune to cold, right? No, just very resistant. You're immune. Okay, a Naga simulacrum. You don't say. Well, let's step ourselves up onto our escape at the very least. And then get looking into our abilities here. I mean, it's not bad. We can make sure that we're covered in our protective ice. Switch over to the Wand of Flame, I guess. Get blasting. We have 1 pip of cold resistance. Be decent against all of you. Are you susceptible to fire? You are. So you're saying there's a chance if I just keep blasting this Wand of Flame. I say as I'm almost through all of our charges already. Oh, come on. I need to hit with just some of these, please. Oh, no. Well, what else have we got? Wand of Charming, Wand of Paralysis. Any shot? 7%. That's not great. Let's go in with the plus 10 mace. Oh, come on. Nothing, huh? Well, unfortunately, escape isn't much of an option at the moment here. Could use bend time to slow them. Maybe should have done that slightly earlier in the fight. Bit late now. So instead I'm just gonna have to go in for the heal wounds. Does pretty much nothing. And we do just kill you. That was actually an accidental press. I was going to do an XV, but I mispressed my X key and we just killed the Ice Devil. Perfect. Oh, and there's another one. Okay. This was very regrettable. Can I make it to the escape? I'm not sure I can. At least spend time. You know? I don't think it did anything. In that case, I hate to waste a scroll blinking, but it's not a waste if it's the only thing between you and a terrifying death, so I guess this is just our lives now, and let's get back to regularly scheduled programming where things were going smooth and wonderful and beautiful. We can ignore the fact that we just blasted through the majority of our consumables for absolutely no real benefit, and instead just be happy as we perform some lighthearted murder on all of our friends here. It's all you can ask for in life, really, at the end of the day. Ooh, Herald. Yeah, potentially problematic, that one. But we can put ourselves back in to ice armor at the very least. Do something. Of course, you immediately ruin that by breaking it, but that's fine. Guess we will have to bend time here to just make sure that everyone slows down just a smidge. And I think I will take a couple of extra hits just to reduce this down to a bit closer to a 1v1. And that is perfect. Oh, Nergal. Came to say hello too. Well, hello. 60 health on you, huh? We're already in a rough spot. We could try to read teleport and get out of here. So there is that. Temporal distortion is not too far off in terms of mana as well. But it's tempting to, at the very least, get a bit of work done. Let's see. Chance to paralyze you 17%? That's not great. Oh, I got marked at some point. Oh, I see now why everyone and their mom are coming out to say hi. Well, I think I will read that teleport for safety reasons. Followed up by a lovely ice blast on you, my friend. And oof. Dang it, didn't quite make it out of that one unscathed. We could read one more teleport. Really not looking good here. Oof, oof, oof. Let's take hands off the keyboard, slow it down a little bit. Maybe we go invisible? No, these buddies can see invisible and they hit decently hard too. What is my best bet here? Still might be reading teleport and just hope I get lucky. But we might just die. Pretty close, but not quite dead. 18 health, huh? Use your haste potion? I would never betray Shay like that, not even in my final moments. I want to be taken up into the most chill halls in the afterlife here. We could just go for a curing and hope that it gives us just barely enough health. Again, if we can just survive long enough for this teleport to take effect, I mean, we're probably gonna get dropped somewhere even worse, but there's a chance that it's not. Fantastic.